Hola, it's Ryan checking in again from Peru, this time in Huanuco. Disclaimer, I've got a bit of a virus, so my voice doesn't always sound this sexy. I've been staying in Huanuco for a few days now, doing some of the same kind of things that we did in Tingo Maria, which you can see in my last video. We've been running health campaigns, learning from the doctors and the students here, and trying to listen to the voices of those who are suffering. Then we try to gather all of that together into a clear picture of what the situation is actually like here. Huanuco is above 6,000 feet, and it reminds me a little bit of Phoenix, except that it's much cooler because of the altitude and much dustier. Oh, and there's one more difference. Phoenix is a retirement destination for many wealthy Americans. Huanuco is just a maze of poverty and health problems. And that is the thought that has deeply troubled me here and even discouraged me. How can we take this would-be Phoenix and make it into something just like Phoenix? The distance between here and there seems huge, too much to tackle almost. As we've been interacting with the city, I've been trying to catch a glimpse of the next 5 or 10 or 50 real-life physical steps that we can take to gap that distance. It seems an almost impossible uphill climb. We started our time here by visiting a university that our university group collaborates with. They presented research and potential projects to us, informing us of many local problems and how those problems might be locally addressed. Then they graciously performed a traditional dance from the region, and we learned a little about a certain challenge that would be specific to Huanuco. The next day, we ran our health campaign as usual, but for one thing, many of the patients were Quechua, which, as we would learn quickly, complicated our linguistic interactions. The Quechua have suffered more than most in Peru, are in need of the most aid, and yet are the least likely to accept outside help. They live in the Andes, far from the capital, and the regional dialects have long given them political outsider status. In short, meeting the Quechua people was like seeing a flashing neon sign that said, "Start here, start helping here." But the reality of trying to provide that help is bleak. I shot this video while we all climbed off our bus in order to let it cross one of many bridges built of wooden planks. Roads and bridges like this are the norm outside Huanuco, and there's a very real danger in taking anything larger than a truck over these bridges. I couldn't help thinking of the challenges this road presented to those attempting aid, and how unfair the odds are of ever turning Huanuco into a city like Phoenix, despite their similar geographical starting points. But as my stay in Huanuco comes to an end, I keep finding myself here, in a park not far from my hotel. The park is always packed, and from 5:30 when I wake up to run to midnight when I close the curtains in my room, there's always a line at this soccer field waiting to play. There are other runners here too, putting in miles around the outside regardless of the weather, or classes doing yoga on the grass in the corners. I keep coming back here, I think, because in a city where you can be overwhelmed by the sheer mass of next steps that need to be taken, here is a place where every single day individual Peruvians are taking positive next steps towards better health and better community. And frankly, we don't need another Phoenix. We need a Huanuco where every individual step forward means leaps and bounds forward for the city. I'll see you next week for my last video from Peru, in the capital city of Lima. Best wishes.